morning and welcome back to Reaper Pro Tips with me, your host, Ann, Disembodied Hands, Quindy, Disembodied Beard, John, and I think a Cornico somewhere, although I'm not sure. I don't see a Kuro yet, so maybe we're Kuroless, I'm not sure. At any rate, the rest of us are here. How are you all today? I need to mix up my paint. Phthalo Green and Elemental Yellow and Dungeon Slime, oh my. Dungeon Slime. Benita says the new Dungeon Slime is so good. And she sent it to me, so I should have it. I should have it at some point. Oh, Quindy, guess what? I got my notice of my velvet paints shipping. That's my face. Finally. I am a little concerned, though. I'm a little concerned because I know I ordered more, I know I ordered add-ons for David, and I didn't necessarily, I'm not sure, the pledge that they gave me, I was like, is this the right, you know? Oh yeah, I'm gonna review the velvets for sure. I hope to make them part of my regular paint workflow, so. Yeah, totally we're gonna review that on the $5 tier. Probably take me a couple times, because there's a lot of them. So, probably it'll take me a couple of PDFs at least. But yeah, I was a little worried. I went back and I looked at my pledge, and it really was, clear as mud. I wasn't sure. So I was like, huh. So, I'm just gonna hope, because I have my pledge, sitting here, and, I screenshotted it, so I'm like, alright. I think the 2 ink sets add-ons, I think that's it? Yeah. Oh, your tracking still hasn't updated? Mine wasn't updated, it gave me a general range of when it was going to be at my house, and it was, after December 1st or something, December 3rd through the 10th. So, yeah. It'd be like that. But at least we have a tracking number, hypothetically. So we're going to continue with Ghosty Horse today. So my darkest color is going to be Phthalo Green with a little tiny bit of Elemental Yellow in it. I'm not using pure Phthalo because it's very cold. And I want to have it be warmer. My darkest color be a little warmer for him as that underneath color. Oh, and I'll get in focus here. And the other thing that happened yesterday that was really cool was that I got the results from my physical, and I have improved. I was hoping, since I'd lost the 13 pounds since last time, that I would have gotten a little bit better, but I got a lot better. It just goes to show you guys, you don't have to lose a lot of weight to have a big health outcome. You just need to lose a bit. Oh, 6 days later, UPS says they still haven't received it. Yeah, 13 pounds, all considered, that's not even, I'm not even down to my, weight that I got down to on keto, right? But, my total cholesterol went from, let's see. Yeah, my total cholesterol was 222. It was over 200, which is a risk range, getting into the risky range. And now it's 186. 13 pounds, and it dropped that much. So now it's in healthy range. 199 is the edge of the okay cholesterol range, and I'm at 186. So I'm looking great, and my good cholesterol actually went up by a point. So all the stuff that went down was triglycerides and the bad cholesterol. Yeah, so it's really, and my glucose went down from 91 to 81, which is the good range is usually 70 to 85. The really good range is 70 to 85, and I was at a 91. Now it's well within the good range. So everything, my doctor was like, holy crap. She really was like, this is great. And she's like you should get my LDL, my bad cholesterol, down another 16 points. But she's like, really, this is so much better than anybody else. So yeah, so don't know. I mean, 13 pounds is great, Kodiak, but like, I mean, you guys think I look good, and even the nurse thought I looked good, but I mean, I know what I was. I was overweight in high school at 140. Now I have more muscle mass now, but I don't think I've got that much more muscle. Like, I think right now if I hit 140, I would look freaking amazing. I would like to get back down to 160, because at 160, that was recent, right? That was like right when I moved out here to be with David. I was around 160, 165. I was bouncing back and forth in there. And I looked good, but I was still overweight. Like, I could see, like, that I was still overweight. So, like, I mean, yeah, 13 pounds is really good. No question. But, I mean, it isn't, like, sometimes I feel like people talk at you like they're like, oh, you need to lose, like, 20, 30 pounds. And the answer is no, you don't. 15 pounds can make a big difference in your health. Because remember, a lot of these health outcomes, guys, a lot of the diabetes and the heart disease and everything, they aren't instant. They're stuff that builds up slowly in your body over, like, 10 or 20 or 30 years. So, like, even if you make a small improvement and just, like, stay there for, like, the next 10 years, you'll have made a very large improvement, relatively speaking, right? But yeah, I really want to lose another 10. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I want to see how I feel and what I look like at 160. But don't get me wrong, like, those lab results, like, thrilled me. Like, to have everything except for one little thing be in the awesome range. Ooh, a new dragon. Elder Brain Dragon. Polly, nice. Nice. Oh no! Birdseed. The birds were in. That's funny. Alright, so we're mixing up all of our greens here. Let's get our greens together. So we're using our elemental, i.e. clear yellow. But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that, like, even a little bit of improvement can really help your body long term. I was really shocked at how much my numbers improved with only, with less than 15 pounds lost, really. But yeah. Alright, so there, and we gotta start putting some dungeon slime in, because it's a little bit too punchy. A crow almost got into it, nice. Good job, Crow. Crow's like, well, you're just gonna leave this here. I don't mind if I do. Let me get a little bit of white in there. It makes a big difference. I feel like I'm missing a color in between these two, so I probably need to mix that up. Oop. Yeah, there's our color. That's what I wanted. Best MSP gray purple, get them now because they're going away. The only MSP gray purple really is the Dark Elf Triad. I think Dark Elf skin makes it into 2.0. But don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. Cool. Very cool, Polly. Swan's nice. I saw somebody with a license plate out here the other day that said Signet, and I thought of Swans. Shot my Dragon Masterclass eyeball video yesterday. I've kind of decided that for these details ones, I'm keeping them like useful, but I'm also not going super advanced with them. I think with the Dragon Masterclass, I may do a final set of videos after I've got everything laid out that are more advanced, like doing more detailed eyeballs and stuff like that. Because I didn't want to I already covered like glowing eyes on the Dragon Eyeballs video, and also the different the different pupil types and eye types and how they influence your dragon's expression and personality. And I just didn't have time to also throw in like how to paint a really, really detailed dragon eye. The only dragons that you really can do it on are Julie dragons anyway, but because they're the only ones with big enough eyes. The style nowadays seems to be to give your dragons tiny eyeballs. Not a fan. Well, Quindy, if you still don't have a shipping notice 7 days later, or an ETA or whatever, then I'm gonna scale back my excitement about my Chimera Velvets. They might be just trying to trick us. They're like building up our hopes only to smash them. And I'm gonna bring in my Dungeon Slime to cover up some of this speckly primer I've got going on still. It's Kara! Doo-doo-doo! Aw. Very cool. Indeed, it's you. We're doing Ghosty Horse today. Feeling the Ghosty Horse. And lamenting the fact that our Chimera Velvets are forever lost in limbo. With a notice that they're like shipping, but like not actually shipped yet. I hate that. It's like, it feels like, it feels like the people who send an email like they're working on it, but they're not like actually like working on it. I'm about to start working on it. That email, I'm about to start working on it. Better if I am actually working on this right now, right? Like, just hold off. Don't give me the I'm about to start working on it, because it still might be 5 days till you start working on it. This is neato. I like this horse. The horse is the whole reason I wanted to paint this model. Now I'm just taking my Dungeon Slime and kind of getting in. And the white is the primer. I'm trying to paint this kind of watercolor style. Hey, Matthew. Yeah, exactly. Like printing the label a week before you actually ship. Yeah, especially because it's so behind. Like, it's a full year behind. Like, come on, guys. Cut us some slack here, Dracoya. I suppose, though, like, I had never heard of Dracoya before. Do you even know who they are, Quindy? Like, I'm wondering if it's one guy in an office, One guy in an office, horribly overcommitted. Yeah, the label thing is a jerk mood, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if you print it and, like, a couple days later it goes out. Alright, that's fine. Maybe you're just, like, staggering your shipping. But when it's a week... Yeah, then it is a jerk move. You think it's only a couple people? Yeah. So they're probably, like, way overcommitted. They're like, yay, money. And then they're like, oh, noes. This is a lot of work. Because you know what? I do have to say this. having been a part of Kickstarter fulfillment for many years, it's more work than you think it is. Like, it seems like once you have the stuff, it's all going to be like, yay, we have the stuff, we can finally get this going. But the amount of time that it takes to pick the order, pack the order, stack the order and ship out the order, and then, arrange for your pickups and all that kind of thing, like, it's a lot. And I think most companies, if they haven't dealt with Kickstarter fulfillment, or at least not big Kickstarter fulfillment, they don't understand how much time it actually takes. Oh, you thought Chimera people were also flying in to help with it? Oh, there was a lot of words. I didn't think that, but I can go and check the updates. Yeah, Laura, exactly. Right. It's like when you print the label, your person knows, and if you don't ship it, they see that you're not shipping it, and they start getting really irritated at you. Now, given Dracoya's got no skin in this game, their reputation isn't the one that's going to go suffer if things go sideways, but as far as I can tell, they're tiny and don't have a reputation. But if they want a good reputation, it would be nice if I could get my paint, please. I mean, at least I'm relatively sure I'm going to get it before Christmas, which is good because, like, the part I got for David is, like, a Christmas present. It was supposed to be last year's Christmas present, but now it's going to be this year's Christmas present. Yeah, it's TLDR. Yep. Yeah. I think I kind of feel like they're giving us a lot of update to make it feel like they're doing things, even though most of the time, like, it seems like now, unless they really are flying in, I think that it's out of their control, right? So they probably feel pretty helpless. I don't know how many people there really are working at Chimera either. They're not a huge company. None of the miniatures companies is ever a huge company. And when you start talking about flying personnel into the U.S. on a Kickstarter that you're already hemorrhaging money into, I get worried. Oh, I'm doing the cook thing. I actually was super thrilled because I did find a bone-in turkey breast at my favorite grocery store yesterday. A fresh one. Fresh local. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to get that. So now we have a bone-in turkey breast happily brining itself in the refrigerator, which makes me happy. I do like doing the Thanksgiving, like, I enjoy Thanksgiving dinner very much, so I do need to still go to Sprouts and pick up half of a pie. And I probably should do that sooner rather than later. Right, yeah. Like, my brain had just gone on, I will get this sometime in the nebulous future until you get the shipping notice, and then you start looking forward to it, right? Yeah, so it's a very bad move. Like, somebody just needs to contact them and say, dude, if you're not going to ship it right away, don't do the shipping label. Or contact Chimera directly and just say, my dudes, this is not great. It's a bone-in turkey breast, so it's not a full turkey. I never deep fry. I don't deep fry anything. It's a huge waste of oil. And it's not very healthy. So, Kiki, that's enough. I do the traditional bake in the oven, basting. Besides, how are you supposed to get really good pan drippings for gravy if you deep fry? Like, the answer is you're not. And gravy is, like, half the point. Right, because, yeah, then you start thinking, did something happen to it? Right, yes, exactly. I kind of wonder I kind of wonder, like, I don't know, part of me wants to drop a note to Chimera and actually say, did you know your fulfillment people are doing this? But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it a week. And if I still don't have any progress after a week, although the fact that the estimated delivery time, Quindy, was like December 10th or something, says to me, I wonder, like, if that's them saying, like, this is your actual delivery date, and we're just doing all of these things at once so we can get them all out with one big, mail pickup. I wonder if that's what they're doing. If they're like, we are just going to do all of this, we're going to finish it all, and then we're going to get it all picked up at once, and everybody will get their crap at once. I wonder if that's somehow more efficient or... Oh no, Kodiak, that's terrible. Somebody had better bring you turkey. Like, you had better be gifted some turkey. You can at least make your own turkey, right? Or at least a turkey breast or something. Keep all the leftovers to yourself. A little bit of green in here. I'm trying to use the lighter greens to just define the muscles. I know a lot of vegetarians who just don't like meat. They don't have a taste for it. They're just like, meh. Well, if they're common law, that just means they didn't have to pay for a wedding. Right? I don't know about how law otherwise affects common law marriages in Texas. I mean, can't blame the woman if she just didn't want a big to-do. I mean, I didn't want a big to-do either. It's why both of my weddings were excessively tiny. A vegan brickin'. The vegan brickin'. That's funny. Oh, watching the Pottery Throwdown reality show last night, I learned about chicken bricks. I didn't know there was any such thing as a chicken brick. A chicken brick is a terracotta clay oven that people used to use to roast chickens. Apparently, it is highly effective at getting a very tender chicken with crispy skin. Who knew? Like, I had no idea that there was such a thing as a chicken brick. I even put a chicken brick into a shopping cart last night. I decided to sleep on it because, things that you read about and get obsessed about right before you go to bed, usually you need to kind of sit on them for a day. Got a little bit of, I've got some nubbins here that I'm just taking down, guys. Kill the nubbins. There's always nubbins. Oh, I see actually some supports in here. Hold on. There's just a little bit. They're really hard to reach. That's the problem with all this swirling ghosty stuff. Like, I love the swirling ghosty stuff, but it is really hard to reach supports in there or nubbins that you can't hit. I think they got it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to Ghosty Horse. No, it actually counts as being married, Twisted Oma. Legally, I believe. Not a big turkey fan, yeah. I like turkey. I think that a roasting bird is like one of the best smells ever in the kitchen. Like, I can just like stand there and inhale. I love it. All right, get some of the green down here underneath Mr. Horsey. We do have a stream tomorrow. Thursday is no. And Friday is also no. And Saturday is also no. Anne is taking a long weekend. Yeah, after this book launch, I definitely do. It's finally coming down now. Only 11 sales yesterday as opposed to like 42 the day before. So all the promos are over. The books are still on sale, but it's just ads powering views. And now that it's the week of Black Friday, I am competing with a crap ton of other ads. So the cost is high and the payout not so great. So I'm gonna get everything ready. I'll start running a new ad for Christmas. But I think our launch has been fairly successful. I sold a lot more of Three Favors than I ever sold of Rite of Winter on its launch, because we didn't do much of anything for Rite of Winter's launch. So getting that rib cage figured in right there. That's David. He likes espresso with dessert. He'll do cappuccino usually. Decaf when we go out. I used to join him in that. Sometimes I still do. It depends on my mood. But for him, it's very much he wants something bitter with the sweet. Whereas I tend to add sugar to my cappuccino, so it's just more sweet on top of sweet. So it kind of defeats the purpose. I'm darkening down that green at the bottom. But yeah, overall my launch did well. I'm still kind of hoping, I don't know if we'll hit it, but still hoping we'll exceed my best previous sales month, which was last December. But yeah, now it's all about figuring out a couple ads for the holidays. Running that. I need to get, alright. So the inside of the horsey here. I'm probably going to do all of this in kind of shadow. Basically a squash pie. Yeah. Funny. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to people who didn't grow up in the culture, right? That's funny. Yeah, I haven't looked up. I don't think I wrote down how many copies of Three Favors I sold yet. Still waiting for stuff, but I haven't checked either to see how many reviews we've got. You know, we had one because Carrie Michael put hers in, which is awesome. We only have the one review still. So hopefully other reviews will start to come in. At this point, we need them. Because it's more than a few days past release now, so. I think a lot of people who bought the book bought it as part of the series deal, and they're going to take a while to get around to reading it. Glad Korea Michael has her review up at least. So you want to keep enough white. But I don't mind making a lot of the horse's inner leg darker, at least at the bottom. Yeah, I don't like sweet applications of sweet potatoes at all. Like, the whole sweet potatoes when I was a kid, because I grew up in Wisconsin, was sweet potatoes with like tons of brown sugar and marshmallow and crap like that, and the smell of it would just make me feel sick. Like, my mother could not put the sweet potatoes anywhere near me at the table because I honestly wanted to throw up when I smelled them. But I love savory sweet potatoes. Like, that's, in my opinion, where they shine. So, like, my sweet potato fries are like ancho and chipotle peppers and salt and pepper. And I love them that way. Yeah, exactly. Team savory sweet potato, all the way. So yeah, I have zero interest in sweet potato pie. I think it's nauseating. Fine with pumpkin. No sweet potato. It's just a different smell. Ugh. Even thinking about it makes me feel ugh. I don't know what it is about that smell, but boy, my body was like, nope. Noped out. Yes, I'm glad that you agree with us on the savory sweet potatoes being king, Laura. So I don't have these paints thinned very much, but I won't have trouble really blending them in because they're so transparent already. Only the dungeon slime gives us coverage. And I have thinned that one down so that I don't block too much of the translucent plastic under this. Still has sugar in it, Pendrake. I'm a nope. Not unless people want me to be vomiting. Which I'm pretty sure they don't, so. It's just not my thing. Get a little bit more, making a slightly darker green for the hoof here. Sweet potato souffle. Yeah, it sounds like it might be okay. I don't know. It depends on, again, savory versus not savory. Like, there's a fine line. The minute sweet potato goes over to sweet. And it's funny because, like, I have a maple glaze I use on carrots, and that's fine, but I could never use it on sweet potatoes, or I would just be like, yuck. Hi, Kiki, what's up? What's up, Keekers? What's up? Hi. Hi, Keekers. Hi. Oh, Steppy Feet. What's up? What's up, Bubba? You just come to put fur on my miniature? Did you want to come up? Yeah, somebody wants to come up. Say hi, everybody. Kiki says hi. Good girl. Somebody wants a hug. Hug. Good girl. Yeah, somebody wanted a hug, huh? You're a good girl, Kikers. Yeah, you're a good girl. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, good girl. Good girl, Kiki. Yeah. It's work though, Bubba. We still have another 45 minutes to go. It's work. Yeah. Yeah, sure a good girl, though. Mwah! There you go. Oh, it's a good girl. She came up and gave me a kiss back. Oh, yuck. Yuck, Kerniko. Yuck, yuck. Souffles can be more neutral. Yeah, it's true they can be. If the sweet potato was the only sweet in that souffle, I'd be in. But yeah, the minute the sugar, I don't know what it is, but it's just like a visceral reaction. The minute that sugar enters the picture with sweet potato, I'm out. Even if I otherwise love the flavors. But I adore just regular baked savory sweet potatoes. There we go. Carrot souffle. More sugar than carrot. Carrots are another odd one. I love them roasted. They're a vegetable that I love roasted, but otherwise I'm really ambivalent about. I don't like them raw. No, Keekers, I want you to settle. I'll lighten up this hoof just a little bit. Ugh, yuck. No, 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 not dipped in the caramel. Not dipped in caramel ever, Twisted Oma. They're so good by themselves, why would you wreck them by dipping them in caramel? If you just want caramel, eat caramel. I'm just not into that. Like, even caramel apples, I'm just like, I'm only eating this for the caramel. I may as well just get some salted caramels and eat them. I need to bring in a little bit of darker green in here. I do want the hoof to be darker. And I went a little bit too light with it, so. You like carrots in soup? Yeah, I do too. I even have a couple of sweet potatoes in the cupboard that I need to bake. Need to roast for snacks. Healthy sweet snacks. There's nubbins on the bottom of this hoof. Yeah, I agree, Laura. Like, I really don't like them unless, like, when they're roasted, and especially when I do the maple glaze, that's really tasty. I do a mustard and maple, so some avocado oil, a bit of Dijon mustard, and then maple syrup. The Dijon mustard helps to cut the syrup's sweetness, so it's not quite so intense, and then you... it's a really good flavor once they're roasted. But like when they roast, they get sweeter and softer and they just don't have that kind of intense, weird carroty taste. So yeah, I really like them roasted, but otherwise I'm with you on the carrots. Carrots are kind of sus. I've always felt they were sus since I was a child. Oh yeah, yeah, it's a great glaze on ham too. Yep. Oh, you like carrots a lot. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I could see that, Quinny. Kiki, why? There's got to be. I heard our next door neighbor talking with somebody this morning. There's just got to be a neighbor talking like real close to the fence so that she can hear them and thinks they're right outside. No, Keekers, you're fine. It's just next door. Bye. Grating all the carrots with your hands of variable feeling. Yes. A little bit of highlight here just to bring it out. It's not flat. But I want those hoops to be a bit darker. Contrasty. But seriously, if you want to dip your sweet potatoes in caramel sauce, Twisted Oma, you go ahead and do it. Everybody, it's perfectly okay to like stuff that I don't like. The world is a varied and exciting place, and there is food for everyone of different types. Everybody can have different tastes. It's okay. But don't expect me to say yum. Expect utter revulsion from me on the subject of putting anything sweet on a sweet potato. It's funny. Yeah, the only reason I have my food processor is latkes, which are the potato pancakes that David and I like. In fact, on Thanksgiving, since I'm only doing a turkey breast and it probably won't only take a couple hours, I think earlier in the day I'm going to make a ton of latkes and fry them and then freeze them so that we have them. They actually reheat great in the air fryer, and we really love them. It's just the like you say, the food processor is needed to get all those get the potatoes like really fine ground up, and it's a lot of parts to clean. Although now, since we are leaving for Hawaii the day after Christmas, it means I don't get my prime rib. Because usually for when his parents are here, I do prime rib and latkes. Because I love prime rib. But this year I might have to put it off until after David and I get back. Which means that they should be on sale. A lot of places will have their leftover prime ribs on sale after the holidays. So I think we get back on the 1st or the 31st. So maybe I'll do a prime rib, just a little tiny prime rib for David and I. Though at that point I suppose I should just do a couple of ribeyes. You know, it's like, should I really do the prime rib? That's true. Yeah, I do a lot of clean as I go, which, with a lot of those kind of tactics where if you rinse it right away, it's just all you need to do is just sponge it off a little bit and you're good. But if you let things stick on it, then it's going to be pain. So yeah, I totally hear you there. I agree 100%. Just darkening down the backs of these hooves a bit. And blend them in. Trying to get them till they look about the same. I think they're close enough. All right, Horsey, let's get your leg here. I'm gonna add a little bit of water in my paint. I didn't make super big puddles of some of this, so I need to watch it closely if I'm gonna keep it where I need it to be. Yeah, we're doing Thanksgiving for Christmas as well because David's mom really likes it, and I did get a full turkey for that. I ordered a full turkey. It's out in the freezer in the garage, so we'll do the full shebang there. What do you guys do for sides? We usually just do stuffing, and I usually do green bean casserole, but since I've gotten more, onions have become more problematic for me. It's hard to make the cream of mushroom soup. Like, I'm trying to figure out an alternate recipe. I usually make it from scratch, and that's what makes the green bean casserole so good. But now, without the onions, I'm like, all right, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just decided we'll just do regular green beans this year and not do the casserole. So I think we're just going to do stuffing and then green beans. We don't normally we don't normally do potatoes in addition. I know a lot of families do potatoes and stuffing, but I always thought that was kind of overkill. What do you guys think, though? I guess it depends on how big your Thanksgiving is, right? Because some people don't like stuffing and some people aren't a big fan of potatoes. It's only I can only eat the green parts of green onions. So I do when I do my latkes, that's what I do. Is I use a ton of like the green part of the green onion, and use that in place of the onions that usually go into the latkes, and that works really well. But yeah, it normally is like shallots and regular onions in the cream of mushroom soup. I might be able to use green onion, but I'm gonna have to use like more mushrooms to bulk it out or something, or less of something else. I don't know. It's probably easy, but I just don't have the oomph for it this year to figure it out and fine tune it. I'm kind of feeling like a bit low energy going into this Thanksgiving, so I'm fine with just doing tasty regular green beans like we usually do them. And it'll save us a lot of calories because honestly, the green bean casserole is like super high fat. I mean, I love them. I love the green bean casserole, don't get me wrong, but plus the fried onions on the top, right? More onions. So it's all a little bit problematic for me now, so unless I want to suffer, which I don't really want to do these days, you know? It's like there are times when I'll take the risk and I'll decide to suffer for the food. But I'm not really in that mode this time. Asparagus casserole, wow. Yeah, asparagus are problematic for me now too. I'm kind of sad because like that sounds intriguing. Is it a cheesy casserole, Wendy? That's a pretty cool Thanksgiving where you're just like, you know what, this person's going to do it and it's going to be amazing and they're just going to make whatever they feel like making and we're all going to be super happy about it. Broccoli. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that the broccoli salad is really tasty. Yep. Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, that makes sense that if you've had digestive problems with those sides, of course you wouldn't have them anymore. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what's hitting me about the green bean casserole. There might be times I might risk it, like I said, but yeah, it just disrupts my sleep. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to make it that doesn't include onions and still tastes good. So we'll see. Because it's just mostly mushrooms, right, the soup, so we'll see. Yeah, mine is my food processor is big. I went for the Brayville. I always go for like if I'm gonna get an appliance, I tend to go for a high end appliance because that's gonna last forever. And it's going to be a good one. Had too many bad experiences with substandard appliances. But yeah, it's okay. We have the storage in the garage, so it just sits in there until it's time for the holiday season, and then the food processor gets to come out and play for a while. It's a lot like my stand mixer. I have a really nice mixer. KitchenAid. Awesome one. And it pretty much just sits in the garage until it's cookie season. And it's about cookie season, guys. It's about to start. Which means it's probably time for me to go on like a maintenance diet over the holidays instead of a weight loss diet. Asparagus and cream of mushroom topped with herb. Ooh, yum. Oh, I'm taking a screenshot of that. Because you know what? I bet I could do that with... I bet I could make, like... That sounds like a really good... I'm totally taking a picture of that, Gwendy. Like, I can't do the asparagus, but I bet I could do it with green beans. I like the egg slices and cheddar cheese and crackers. That sounds really good. Is it like crushed up Ritz crackers? Like what kind of crackers? Most of these things use like Townhouse or Ritz, one of those butter crackers. I used to love Townhouse crackers. Man, I could eat those suckers. Crackers were my major sin when I was not at a good weight. I love them so much. Saltine. Oh, okay. Could be either saltine or Ritz. Okay, that's a good point. Interesting. All right, thanks. Thanks for the tip. That's an interesting one. I might have to try to make a little, just a little one, right? Just a tiny one. Hi, Kiki. What's up? It's not. It's just next door. You're in Maureen and whoever she has as a guest. It's not a big deal. Nope, it's not a big deal, Kiki. Do you want some pettins, though? You went away without pettins. No, it's just next door, Bubs. It's really just next door. It's not going to make anything happen sooner. No. Yeah, can you just be a good girl? Starting to get there. Yeah, saltine are a good neutral cracker too that just gives crunch. So that's actually a good thought. And of course it's almost soup season, so it pretty much is soup season. I already made my first batch of beef stew. It's been cold here. Yeah, exactly, Laura. Exactly. That's exactly what she thinks. They're not allowed to have guests without you checking to make sure they're not an axe murderer. Yeah. It's exactly where Keekers is. Especially because sometimes there's a dog. You know, an alien dog. Alright. We need to get some white in there. Yeah, not many people do spinach like that, but it is a pretty common Mediterranean side dish like that. Twistoma. Yeah, lemon usually is what's used to brighten it, but you can use some different types of vinegar. Just have to be careful not to overdo it. I make spinach as a side every once in a while. Just do a quick fry in whatever oil is good. I mean, you could do it in the baking drippings. That gives it a lot of flavor, right? And for southern cooking, I totally can see why you'd use bacon. So I'm kind of going back and forth here, just trying to get this whole leg figured out and filled in. Yeah, I like spinach as a side. David had me do a salmon in black vinegar sauce last night. A recipe he saw online and grabbed. It was tasty. It had some. It was black vinegar and a little bit of soy sauce, sake or rice wine, sugar and brown sugar, some ginger, and you cook the salmon in it. Pretty much, it's a braised fish kind of application. After you fry the salmon in the pan with the ginger, and it turned out really well. Actually, I enjoyed it. I think that spinach is a lot less. The problem with some of those lettuces, is that either they're too soft, you need a firmer. I think you need a firmer lettuce. Otherwise, That's why spinach works, because it's more. It doesn't turn slimy. Like some of those lettuces without much oomph to them, they turn really slimy when you cook them. The texture is not good. You might be able to use something like chard or kale, yes. Because they have a firmer structure like baby kale. But then the flavor wouldn't be there, right? The thing about spinach is that for a lot of people, it's it's not an objectionable flavor. Whereas kale, some people don't like the bitterness, right? And chard also has a bit of bitterness to it. So the spinach is like the firmer leaf that isn't as bitter. And that's why I think spinach is really the choice there. Bourbon glaze, yeah. Yep. Kiki, enough. 1 second, guys. Enough. It's time to stop it. And if I have to shut you in here with me, then I have to shut you in here with me. Settle. Now. Nope. Nope, you don't get to... Hey! In here now. Yeah, you don't get to go in the front of the house and find things to bark at. Nope. Bye. Now settle. Yeah, settle down. Yep, you're stuck here. Oops. Look what you did. You got yourself stuck in here. Yep, now settle until the stream is over. Yep. Done? No! She's whining. She's like, This isn't how this is supposed to have gone. Yeah, well. Tough, settle down. You can't hear anything back here. Except me. Yeah. They irritate your gut. That's too bad, Twistonoma. My mom is kind of like that, too. She has a problem with the dark green leafy ones. I don't remember if it's the excess cellulose fiber or whatever. She can't believe I can just eat an arugula salad every day. A huge one. Arugula, spinach, and baby kale I can still eat. So I'm happy. I know, right, Polly? Yeah. Famous bacon dip. Send you home if you didn't have it. Nice. It's always good to have something where everybody's just like, that's like David's friends and my deviled eggs. They're like, is Anne bringing deviled eggs? That's cool, though. The bacon dip sounds pretty tasty. I won't ask for your secret recipe. Oh, yeah, blood thinner. Yeah, the oxalates, right? Is it oxalate? I don't remember. Oh, iron content. Interesting. Yeah, I guess so. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought the iron content, but I guess if you, I don't know much about blood thinners. I've never, thank God, had to be on one. Knock on wood, imitation wood. Um, that's why I was working so hard on the weight loss, so that I wouldn't run into that problem. I have a lot of relatives who have heart issues, but they're also very sedentary, so I'm hoping I can avoid that. I'm hoping it's not genetic. I'm hoping it's Wisconsin lifestyle and that I've escaped it. Got to figure out what cookies I want to make, if I'm going to make a lot of cookies this season. The problem is that if I make them, I eat them. And his mother tends to make cookies when she comes. And then David just wants those. So I'm like, they don't like my cookies. I'm like, well, fine, be that way. I got David's other Christmas present. I got him the Japanese maple Lego botanical. He likes, we have all our botanicals constructed and they sit over on our bookshelves in our main room and he really likes them there. So I'm like, that one will go well because it has good height. We've got the succulent set and we've got the cherry blossom one and we've got the orchid. He likes to put them together while he's sitting at the table with his folks over the holidays. We usually all do them together. So that's a nice thing. Interesting twistoma, yeah. Bacon. So much bacon. Oh, okay, tomatoes. Garlic early, herb seasoning, cream cheese, yeah. Mexican shredded cheese, sour cream, garlic parmesan wing sauce. Holy crap. Damn. Yeah, that's a very complicated. That's interesting. It sounds amazing. It sounds like instant, like heart attack amazing. Your cholesterol goes up by 30 points from one dip. But that's what makes it great, right? Sometimes we just have to acknowledge that the things that make stuff great are the things that are like, not good for us, but that's why we have them once a year. Man, that sounds really tasty though, Kundi. Holy crap. I couldn't do the tomatoes. I'd have to sub something. You know what though? I'm realizing that like roasted red bell peppers can be a pretty good sub for tomatoes. I bet I could do that sub and that dip would still be good. Yeah, wow, I'm just like, wow. I'm just reading that and I'm like, wow. Part of me is tempted to also take a screenshot of that and try it. I'm just like, no, Ann, don't do it. Don't do it. I can always ask you for the recipe. Thanks for the resub, Henry. 33 months is pretty impressive. You are almost at your triple subiversary. Oh, your stomach won't let you eat your own bacon dip? Oh no! Oh, that's such a crime. Why do our environments do this to us? Alrighty. And we can shade around the leg of the horse dude here. So we can bring in some of our darker green. Go in underneath. Oh, BLT. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I still want to do an experiment because a lot of curries, a lot of Indian curries use tomato and onion base, but I really want to try a curry and use roasted red pepper and fennel instead, which are both lower FODMAP and both fine for me. And I feel like I could make it work. But again, it's like it's waiting for me to have the oomph, right? It takes energy for me to experiment with cooking like that. Get in here and bring in some highlights. This horse is just so well sculpted. Yeah, it seems like it would work on chicken really well, actually, the bacon dip. I mean, it is mostly like cheese and bacon, right? So. And the Parmesan sauce. Is that the wing sauce? Parmesan garlic wing sauce. So that's, I mean, all that stuff would work great on chicken. Makes sense that it would be super tasty for that. So I'm just going back and forth, slowly experimenting. Roasted red pepper soup with the yogurt sauce. Yeah, that sounds tasty. David likes it when I make an Italian wedding soup. When he's sick, that's what I tend to do. Since it's a chicken soup, but, you know, more so. Tiny nubbin or tiny little imperfection there. Kind of conflicted on pie this year because I really, really love apple pie. It's my favorite. But David really, really loves pumpkin pie, so usually I like bow and do the pumpkin pie. But part of me kind of wants to do half of a pumpkin and half of an apple this year. Except that then we end up eating pie for like more nights than I really want to eat pie. Oh yeah, snickerdoodle shake, yeah. Oh, wow. Dang. How big are your Thanksgivings? I mean, chocolate chip cookies, obviously. I mean, I have chocolate chip cookies sitting in our freezer right now. I made them for the 1000 box step workout last weekend, and we didn't eat all of them because everybody else brought so much good food that I was just like, okay, I guess a lot of my cookies are coming home with me. But they've been sitting in the freezer so they don't like tempt me every day. When I remember them, I tend to eat one. Yeah, I kind of like queso dip, right? It's a bacon queso dip almost, but it's got some. Quindy's version has some really unique add-ons to it, like the parm garlic sauce and the cream cheese, which make it not so much queso. Queso adjacent with the Mexican cheese. So I realized that when I was doing the Dragon Masterclass video yesterday, that Squid Mars Dragon is another one of those with tiny eyeballs. What is this trend with tiny eyeballs? It's like everybody wants their dragons to look like. I think tiny eyeballs make dragons look like mindless beasts. Like there's no way you can like. Oh, it's just they have half pies at Sprouts. I would just get half of a pumpkin pie and half of an apple pie pendragon. It's not a combo pie. But it turns into a combo pie because then you've just got half of one and half of the other. So I have a bigger slice of apple and a little slice of pumpkin, and he has a big slice of pumpkin and a little slice of apple. But it does mean that then we have a full pie to eat, which is less than ideal, so I think I'm going to not do it. I'll just deal with pumpkin. Pie is not, it's not like it's necessary for me to have pie for me to have a good holiday, so. Or to have the pie I most like, anyway. My mom always made a killer apple pie, so it is my preferred pie. I suppose I could always get a little mini one. The little grocery store near us has a local bakery's pies, and they do mini pies, so I could just get a little tiny apple pie. That might work. Then I only have one day of it. Yeah, I know, right? Most dragons have tremor-sense because they can't see around those snouts with those tiny eyes. I know, I hate it. Oh, 10 people. Do you make enough? Yeah, Southern Louisiana. Makes sense. 10 people can eat more than you think. Thin my dungeon slime a little bit here. It's getting a little bit too thick. I'm making a lot of progress on Horsey. No, it's just one pie cut in half, and then they have a half box for it. So they simply make the whole pie, but then they cut the pie in half. And they box them separately. I actually love that Sprouts does that. And I always that's why I go there. That and their pies are actually really good. But that's why I go there for my pies. It's because they have the halves. If they stopped having the halves, I would just get it from a local store. Because my local Sprouts closed, I have to actually drive 20 minutes to get to Sprouts these days, which is annoying. I didn't know Whole Foods did that. I've never, but then I tend to avoid Whole Foods around the holiday season. Most of my stuff I can get at local stores for cheaper. And also Whole Foods always gets me with something. They're always like, here's this thing that you didn't know you needed in your life, but now you really do need it in your life. And it'll be like, arg, no. But I will fail my save. I will fail my save versus tasty boutique food. And I will end up putting it in my cart. Especially because it's the holidays. It's a special time of year. I can splurge. Except that I'm going to freaking Hawaii right after the holidays, which means I really don't want to splurge on the holidays. I really want to kind of control things because Hawaii is going to like go really off the rails. Oh, 9-inch half. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I want a piece of pie with no leftovers. Exactly, Twisted Oma. So we got this going on. Really cool. I like the swirl here. He doesn't have it on that side. Yeah, right. Most dragons having a 10 or more perception with those eyes. Exactly. Tiny little eyeballs. I hate the tiny eyeballs. I know they're probably basing it on like actual animals that have like small eyes relative to their size, but at the same time, it just does not give you an opportunity to really introduce personality via the dragon's, face. Oh, it's not even like money, it's just calories. It's just that I know I'm going to eat a lot more in Hawaii. I know that I'm going to want a virgin pina colada or two. I know that we're going to go out to breakfast at a super tasty breakfast place. Like, I can just see it coming, guys. I can see it coming. I can see gaining 2 more pounds back. I can see it coming. I'm going to try hard to be a good Anne, but I'm also going to be hanging out with my family, which, of course, Midwest means you tend to not scrimp on the eating. I feel like I'm going to need to go running just to burn off calories. Darken down that orbit of this eye. Yeah, got Horsey. Horsey has really come. We've gotten a lot of him done. It's good. It's good that it's almost the end of the stream though, because I'm almost out of this green. It's like drying up super fast now, because there's just a tiny bit of it in the bottom of my well. I did not make enough of this particular color. I mean, it's good to know, Pendrake, but it really doesn't. I mean, I go to Sprouts because I like their pie, and they have the half pie, so I don't really need to look for a 6-inch pie. I'm able to get what I want. And I don't tend to like these other pies as much as I like Sprouts pie. They just do pretty good pie. I'll be sad when they all go under. I mean, they're slowly closing branches. Especially around here, because people who could go to Sprouts usually just go to Whole Foods. Oh no, I never bake pie myself, ever. Nope. Not worth it. My mom does her own homemade pies, but I do not. It's like... Never even been tempted, actually. The closest I come is that I make my own quiche. Which is a pie. But not a fruit pie. Yeah, I miss Central Market. I wish that Central Market was out here. Used to love going to Central Market. Yeah, I think Sprouts has good pies. Twisted Oma. I enjoyed their pies. I mean, enough that I'd actually drive to get them, you know? When I could just grab a potentially not quite as good pie from any place around here, the 2 grocery stores I tend to go to. Everybody's got very individual taste in pies, though, so... If you already have a pie that you like, you could try the Sprouts one. But, like, if you already have a pie that you like, I usually think it's worth sticking with what you like. Unless you really want to try other things, just to see if you can eke a little bit more tasty out of it. But, you know. That's up to you. Yeah, I don't have a lot of oomph for cooking and baking these days because I've added so much stuff into my schedule. It's deprioritized my my food, my culinary adventures. Alright, I think I'm going to keep his little mouth just normal. I don't think I want to darken it down. The custard is just like, the challenge is just having it set. I think it's probably just a little harder to make than your standard fruit pie, Twisted Oma. I like making custard, but I make them in ramekins, not in a pie crust. it's already past 11. There we go. Oh, creme brulee. Yeah, the torch is the most complicated part. As long as you don't set yourself on fire, I think creme brulee is not that bad. Because it's a custard, right? And then you just put the sugar on the top and you caramelize it. So if you can make a competent custard, you can make a good creme brulee. How could you stop me from setting myself on fire? I know, right? Oh, Crowley, I've been meaning to make my own eggnog for the last, 3 years, and I've yet to get around to it. I wish. Just because I like to control, because the store-bought ones have too much sugar in them. And I've just been kind of wanting one. But I don't want all the sugar. Okay. I made my own eggnog 1 year, and it was awesome. But yeah, just, again, having the energy pennies to do it. Yeah, it is easy. It just needs a candy thermometer, right? Or the eggnog, I mean. Needs a candy thermometer. Probably not the eggnog pie. But I have one, so I have no excuse. Alright, we'll have to continue with the mane and the tendrils back here next time we get together, but I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. Just getting all those tendrils, so we got a lot done on him. He was pretty much undone on that side, so our horsey is coming together. Yeah. It does tend to be thick. Alrighty. There we go. Thank you all so much. So tomorrow is our last day for the week, and we will be working on basing. Noli basing. So tomorrow I will probably be green stuffing his paws on this. And carving, I need to carve away the bottom so it fits a little bit better. It smooshed a little when I was smooshing it onto the parchment paper, so I need to carve away at some of this. And then we'll need to green stuff around his paws, and we'll need to green stuff the bottom here to fit it onto his base. But Noli is going to get his howling rock. He needed a howling rock. He really did. And so that's what we're going to do tomorrow, and then if we have any, extra time, or if we green stuff and we need a filler, I'll probably start painting the cobblestones on Kid Adventurer. Oh, no. Well, happy holidays, Crowley. Quindy, turn off the free. You gonna miss tomorrow? Okay, well, Crowley, have a happy... there you go. You get your free on your day before you leave. Have a good holiday. Yeah, we definitely needed to talk about food. I mean, come on. It's almost Thanksgiving. So yeah, guys, get ready for Noli green stuff basing and Kid Adventurer base painting. And that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Oh, stretch. Oh, my spine. Thank you so much, Quindy, for modding. And I hope you all have a lovely day. You too, Curl. And I'll see you all around, all right? Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.